The following presentation is brought to you through the paid memberships of NotaryStars.com, the only notary training platform and resource library with over 150 hours of training on every loan product under the sun. Together with our sister website, OnlineNotariesPublic.com, which focuses on notaries who are pioneering in remote online notary, we strive to give you a safe place to ask questions, get answers, gain confidence in your notary career, and achieve success without overfabricating the truths about our industry. If you would like to support us, please consider liking this video, subscribing to our channel, sharing this video with a colleague, or becoming a member and trusting us to help you achieve the level of success you desire.
Well, good evening, friends. Welcome to another Monday General Mentorship, MGM, brought to you by Notary Stars. We are really excited to have you join us this evening. Remember, we meet every Monday except for holidays, 5 p.m. Pacific time. So mark your calendars and let's make this a weekly tradition. If you're new here or just not quite sure who we are, Notary Stars is your one-stop training platform for everything under the notary sun. From rock-solid basics to mastering the most complex loan file types for NSAs. We've got you covered. We even conquered the mysteries of remote online notarization, Ron, and we have the best notary business marketing course that focuses on teaching you how to market your business so that you can shine like the star you are. Important note here. We are not a certification program. Instead, we're a continuing education platform that brings you all of the latest education and keeps you up to date with industry changes as they happen. My name is Beth Hathoot. I'm the lead instructor here at Notary Stars. Joining me tonight is our amazing team. Mr. Ronnie Mickle, our founder of Notary Stars and the marketing SEO Wix legend. Miss Kirsten Bly, our notary liaison, and our expert Ron instructor, Mr. Bill Bumfrey. Actually, I think Bill is not with us tonight. He is still on vacation one more day. Nonetheless, we still have our very own Spanish-speaking instructor, Mr. Manuel Puga, here as well. Today, together, we're here to support you in your notary journey. I have a quick request, though. If you could do just a couple of things, please update your Zoom label to show your state abbreviation behind your name. This helps others in the gallery connect with you or with other notaries in their area. This is a perfect networking opportunity. So let people know what state you're in. Please turn on your cameras. We love seeing your live smiling faces. There you go, Ronnie. Thank you. Love that face. And get ready to participate. So raise your virtual hands early in the session to pose a question, or you can also share a tip or a trick that you've learned along the way. Remember, we're only going to be here for about an hour, so let's make tonight unforgettable. Mr. Ronnie, are you ready to get this party started?
I am. First of all, I want to thank everybody for spending their time with me. I'm just making my last co-host on the meeting here. There we go. First of all, I love your face too, Miss Beth. So thanks for that. You make an old dog feel good. I want to start out tonight by saying that we are, how would Joey on Friends say it? We're back, baby. Because interest rates were just recently cut. I know you guys were probably watching that this week and are getting in tune with that. So what does that look like for us as signing agents? Well, it means business is coming. Okay, that was the warning shot that something's happening. And we are projected to have more interest rate cuts. And we don't have to worry about marketing this. This is the best part, okay? We don't have to worry about marketing this because our friends, the lenders, are going to be marketing this for us. You better believe. I would not be surprised if Quicken Loans or now Rocket Mortgage was not just sitting over there. UWM, one of the biggest lenders in the world, was not just sitting back there with ads ready to go, just with something that they can insert with what the rate cut would be and what the signers would get. So here's what I want to say to you. And for the first 5 years of Notary Stars, I was the, you got to train, you got to learn, you got to make sure you do it right, guy. Because I was really combating the six-figure notary mentality. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to make six figures or aspiring to do so or surpassing that. However, what I want to do right now with a captive audience, with people who have been through a downturn. So if you've been around, you can now say you've made it through your first downturn. What is going to happen right now is that signing services and title companies are going to be remaking their notary list. Some title officers have been out of work and are now just getting back into their office, or they've only had to use a few notaries here and there. Most of their signers were local and they weren't doing a lot of files, but refis are going to come back. That means signing services, if they haven't seen you in a while, they're going to be looking at your profiles to see if they're updated, to see what kind of training you have, to see who they can trust. And let me explain why this is so important. Those title officers that have held on or just getting a new job are building a new book of business. Some of those little small lenders or loan officers didn't make it either. Some of their brothers and sisters at the title company didn't make it. Those who powered through, it's going to be a whole new ball game. So let me tell you what you can do to help that. Take training. And I want to say this about taking training, whether you feel like you know everything or not. I hear notaries every day when they come to Notary Stars say, I had no idea how much you had under there. I learned something new every time. But I'm seeing a lot of mistakes, and you guys, we process 3,000, going on more than that now, transactions a month at Unlimited Ink Notary, the parent company of Notary Stars. And I see a lot. So when you are taking training, I would like for you to ask yourself a big question and ask your trainers this question. Are you a notary? Ask them to prove. Go to the Secretary of State and ask if you're learning from someone who is actually a notary, if you're taking training somewhere else. If they don't hold a notary commission, then they are out of touch. That means they can't operate in the field. They don't know what you're going through. They don't know what's happening. If they own a signing service, they have to hold a notary commission. So if they're a signing service, find out, are they actually processing transactions? So you really want to ask where you're getting training. I'm going to give you guys a couple of examples of things that are going on right now that you can avoid, and then we're going to move right into everything. Saturday, I spent 1 hour and 45 minutes. I'm not kidding you. I called Beth at 6:30. John Donnell, one of our managers at Unlimited Ink, at like 6 o'clock. I was trying not to get Beth. You guys know I just moved and I don't have my scanner set up because I just moved into this office. But a notary had called and said, I'm having the bars on my documents. I'm seeing those bars, and we sent her the instructions, and I talked to her and I had to restart her computer, and I was like, do you have a laptop? Let's move over there. Let's download Adobe. She wound up being 1.5 hours late to the signing because she didn't understand that black bars on your documents, the redactions that you can get, are different than barcodes. So for anybody who doesn't know, Beth was so kind to provide me 2 different types of barcodes, and I'm going to share my screen here. This may be like an eye roller to you guys, but there's a lot of eye roller situations that I can see in the notary world from 3,000 transactions per month. These are 2 different barcodes. These are not black bars. They're supposed to be at the bottom of a lot of the documents you sign. Not every document, but a lot of lenders are using barcodes, and these tie the pages together to make sure that they have all the pages so that they can scan it and make sure everything's there before they go into funding. Now, if you don't know the difference between black bars, and after we got through that, she sent me a picture of one of the documents, and I said, just send me the black bar part. I'll get everything around it. I don't want you to get in trouble. When she sent it, I thought, oh my God, this signing is going to go horrible. And it did. Because I could tell immediately from right there where her weakness was. And I see notaries all the time that take a certain amount of training and they get like, okay, I know all the documents. No, you don't. There's a mix and match with title and lender to lender and title, and they all mix and match who they're working with. And there may be a new document because this title company requires this and that lender requires that. So I want to start out today just saying, get prepared for business now, because you're going to have very little time to rebuild and surpass what you did before COVID. During COVID, Travis and I were begging for signing agents, begging, like literally, can you take one more, please? We'll pay your gas money for a month. We were begging. It is still our game. And as we build up that list, and one of our clients recently, they have 80 offices throughout the entire country. And they said, for every mistake, we want a 30-day bar on any mistake from the notary. And if they make another mistake within 90 days, we don't want to work with them. It seems kind of harsh, but they are looking to build their business and they are opening more offices because they are now ready to roll. This company has been very well managed for the last decade. I've been a pleasure to be working with them for the last decade, but they're not mincing words. They said at this point, all these notaries have had time to make mistakes while we were all trying to figure out everything. Now we got to secure that business. So those are my words of wisdom to start off the evening. And I want to just say, please turn on your cameras. It makes it very easy for us to interact with you. And let's have a wonderful and a meaningful night. We have some brilliant questions that were brought in, and we'll start with the jot form. But please go ahead and raise your hand for questions. I see them going up already. And let's start with the jot form, Miss Beth, and then move in as people get their hands raised.
Well, we have a few on here that I have kind of put together. They're all on the same subject, Mr. Mickle, and they're for you. Your brilliant answer is going to answer 6 questions in one fell swoop. Stephen C., I'm going to read them off here really quickly. Stephen C. says, how do you find general notary work in your area? I have a website, Google business page, Facebook business page, yet I get no calls. Kind of running the same theme here. Carl says, how do I qualify to receive loan signing orders and other business opportunities? And I'm also seeking training on apostilles. Jewel B says, hello, my question is, what other notaries are doing to offset the slow season? Or is it just Georgia? Patricia H says, how long does it take to get started for the independent calls? Erica says, how can I advance and excel as a notary signing agent? And the last one we've grouped together, I'm new to notary and want to know where do I start and how to gain clients. So we have a theme running through all of these questions. How do I get business, basically?
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing that everybody has to know, and Beth says it best. I don't know why she's not answering this question, but a lot of people think that you just hang up a shingle and put up a Google My Business and the business comes. That is not the case. You now own a business. If this is your full-time career, you own a business, which means you have to know how to market that business. And what I'm going to say is come to Notary Stars if you're not here already. And if you're here, use your resources. Myself, Beth, Manuel, Kirsten, and Bill are all here to help guide you through the website. We've got all the signing services listed. We've got everything that you need to get started. I teach how to fill out your profiles. To be able to answer, there are 6 people out in the world right now. And I guarantee you that some of those may not be Notary Stars because they would know that we're already here for them. So if you're looking to how do you get started, you start with Notary Stars because we're going to make sure that you have everything. And if you are part of Notary Stars and you don't know where those resources are, you have live people here every single day of the week waiting to help make you successful. So I'm going to leave it at that. I think that's a perfect answer. It's not like rocket science. I mean, we have a signing agency list with reviews where you can look at all of them. We have all of the loan document training, and I teach a marketing course. The one thing that I do want to harp in on is everybody thinks that Google My Business is the be-all, end-all of general notary work. Absolutely not. If you haven't taken my marketing course, you are missing 75% of your general notary work because I teach you how to get past that 3 stack that's at the top of a Google search and come up above it and also expand your area because it only works for your local area. I teach you how to go past that. So I'll leave it at that, Miss Beth, and then we can keep going because we got a lot of hands starting to be raised.
We do. One more from the jot form, and this is actually going to be for Kirsten. This question says, and it's from Sandra, says, I believe I learned a lesson the hard way and I'd like to help others avoid. Here it is. There are some clients that will not call the notary back to confirm. I like to prepare documents early, but once waited for their response prior so that I wouldn't waste paper and time. A no call back has occurred maybe at least 2 times, but the signers ended up being present. I now think I just need to print early if received, no matter what, to keep myself on track and honor the assignment. Kirsten, your thoughts?
So I too like to prep early. If you've called, left voicemail, texted, perhaps even emailed if you have their email address, you've done all you can do. You can try a few hours before the actual signing, but remember to update your hiring party on their portal, letting them know that you have tried to reach out, but no luck. As for printing documents, if the signing is more than 24 hours out, if you get that lucky chance that it's a couple of days away, at the earliest you can do, if the documents are ready, at the earliest, I would recommend 24 hours, but I would say 3 to 10 hours before you're signing, depending on how long or how much prepping you do, should be sufficient. And remember to notify your hiring party if the client isn't there. If they didn't respond back and they actually are not at the signing, let your hiring party know when you're there. And you can even take a picture of the house that you're at and send it to them and be like, hey, I am here. They're not. So,
Perfect. Mr.
Yes.
Mickle, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, I'm just on bated breath waiting to say something about that. So, what at my company, if it comes through with a definitive time, that means the escrow officer who put it in had to actually speak to someone to set that appointment. So we tell you to go anyway. If you run into a situation where it's TBD, like to be determined, that means you can't go until you communicate with them. So you want to keep them updated. ASAP, same thing actually. Before you rush and print and drive across town, you need to speak to those people. So communicate with your signing service and your title company. But if there's a definitive time, someone had to talk to that signer to set that time. And so that means you should get prepped for the appointment. And we live in an age where a lot of people don't pick up the phone anymore. So call, text, email, use all resources available. Let them know, like, hey, I'm your notary. And my little trick, my family jokes about it, but when I call them, it says your notary, unless they have me stored in their phone. And they always joke about it. And then I know which ones don't have me stored in their phone. But I actually had if you guys have ever received a call from me, it'll say notary company. It depends on which phone I'm calling from. It either says your notary or notary company, and they generally pick up. So changing your caller ID can also help with getting that pickup on each week or every
Perfect.
Sunday.
Perfect. And the only other thing I want to at least add on there, guys, is just be careful. If you are printing more than 2 hours ahead of an appointment and that appointment cancels, you may not get that print fee that you think is so precious. So just be aware of that and be willing to swallow that as cost of doing business if they're not willing to pay you a print fee if you print too far ahead of time. Just a little bug in your ear. All righty, one more question, Mr. Mickle, from the jot form, and then we're going to go to raised hands. This came in from Sean. It says, if we're at the signing table after hours and the signer has a question we're unable to answer, and the signing service is not responding to emails or calls, what's the best way to proceed?
The best way to proceed is have a membership to something like My Notary Academy or Notary Stars, where we are available for those after hours calls. I know that My Notary Academy, they have a support line as well, but Notary Stars has a support line. We've been doing it for a long time. The National Notary Association really is only good for notarial certificates. They don't really answer questions on loan documents. A lot of times we get questions on the notary support line for Notary Stars for members. They're at the signing table. They can't reach their signing services. And so then they default to calling us and saying, what's the best situation? And a lot of times we can give you multiple ways to fix any kind of issues or problems or help talk you through and help you, I guess, appease your clients, so to speak, make sure that you get it done right. So I would say use support lines. There's a reason why we have these memberships so that you can make things better.
Perfect. Yep. All righty. Are you ready for gallery hands?
Let's go for it.
All righty.
Experiencing some camera issues, so if you see me going on and off, I'm still here. I just having a little problem with my camera. Like,
yeah, we saw your green face there for a minute.
yeah, it's going all over the place. I'm gonna have to buy a new webcam, but we're not stopping this.
Okay, Lakeisha, do you want to go ahead and unmute and ask your question?
Good evening, guys. How are you?
Hi.
So I was watching a YouTube channel for common questions for like loan signings for notaries. And they were talking about if the signer's say name doesn't match the document, sometimes you can use a credible witness to be able to do the signing. And I'm like, that sounds great and all, but then how do you fill out the Patriot Act if you use a credible witness?
That's a really good question. And that, Lakeisha, is going to be, let me say this, if you're doing a credible witness on a loan signing, you have to get permission to do that from the title company, the lender, your hiring party has to say that they are authorizing you to use credible witnesses. Some lenders don't want that to be done. They want definitive proof on a government ID that the person signing is who they say they are. So you have to get permission. If you're making that phone call to get that permission, you're going to ask that second question. How do you want me to fill out the Patriots Act? Because they'll be different for every title company. So they'll tell you, put in the credible witness information, make a note in the comment area, or don't put anything on there, leave it completely blank and put in the comment area that you used credible witness and that IDs were not available. They'll tell you how they want to see that Patriots Act.
Okay, thank you.
You betcha. Great question, Laurel. And next up is Effie. Would you like to go ahead and unmute and ask your question?
Good evening, everybody. I'm always so glad to be part of this group. I am new to Notary Stars, but so far it's just been wonderful. My question is in regards to signing order, notary resume. I'm a little confused. Is it worth it to pay, to get a paid membership to both? I keep getting when you respond, they said you have 10 responses left. Update your membership.
So what you're talking about is the job board. Okay.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry if I'm blurry, everybody. It looks fine when it's a small thumbnail, but it's when I speak, it gets blurry. So what you're talking about is the job board. So it really depends on if the job board works for you. I would test it out. You can also pay to add multiple zip codes there. But you're looking at the job board. You're still going to get the notifications from the pings and signing order. But I would say that it really depends on your, like, if you need to test it out, because the company that may be using you could be doing the job board, and then other companies could not. So I would say test it out. If it doesn't really bring you business, then you can downgrade. And I think it's like $9.99 a month for the job board. I don't know what it is.
It's really minimal, but I'm really happy to hear that you still get the pings, even if you're not paying, because that was what I was more concerned about. If I lose that, opportunity. So
I don't use it at Unlimited Ink Notary at all. Like, we don't hire from the job board whatsoever. We don't think it's a valuable tool. It has not worked for us. We can't see anything about the notary when they respond, and you guys can't see anything about the signing service. So you don't even know who's out there sending you the order. I like it better, and I'm sure you guys do too, when you can actually see who it is, what kind of file it is, who am I working with? Because if you can't see the signing company, what if it's one of those abusive signing companies out there that don't pay their notaries, or abuse you and ask you to do illegal things? You don't want to work with them. So I don't personally use it because I don't think that it works very well.
Yeah, thank you, Ronnie. That was very helpful. It was just a little confused. I didn't know if it was connected to the things. So now that I know it's really not connected, that was very helpful.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank
Glad to
you.
hear that.
Perfect. Perfect. One more from the gallery, and then we'll go back to the job board for a couple of minutes here. Miss Marilyn from Orlando. I hope you're not in the storm, but if you want to go ahead and unmute and ask your question, we're here for you.
Thank you. My name is Marilyn, and no, I am not in the storm.
Yay.
I'm a new member. I just registered yesterday, and I'm gonna sound very ignorant. Am I an independent notary? Because I'm trying to find platforms, and those two words keep coming up. I'm getting the feeling that I'm not, because I don't have clients. I have signing companies that hire me.
Well, you are an independent contractor for
I am.
anybody that you work for loan signings, for sure. You, first of all, are a business owner. You own your own notary business and you work on two levels. One, direct with the public for general notary work, or you're hired as an independent contractor by signing services, title companies, lenders, attorney firms. Okay, so yes, in part, you are an independent notary.
And in the other part, there is no other part.
The other part is you work direct with clients, and
Okay.
not as you own a business and you're running your business. And the two types of businesses that you focus on are general notary work direct with the client and contract work through title companies, lenders, signing services, attorney firms. So that makes you an independent contractor with them. They don't pay
Okay.
you a salary, they pay you a fee. Well, general notary work doesn't pay you a salary either, right? It's a fee. So yes, you're a business owner and you could be seen as an independent notary.
Okay, thank you, because I'm trying to find a platform and I'm going crazy. I had one platform that said we wouldn't be good for you, even though they take independent notaries. We couldn't help you because you don't have clients to bring to the platform. So I'm very confused with this platform thing. I also wanted to ask where on your website I could find more info on platforms. I'm having anxiety attacks.
So you're a member of Notary Stars?
Yes, I became a member yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay, so you do need to know that we have Friday afternoons, 4 p.m. Pacific time, a Ron class that happens every Friday, every week, unless it's a holiday, right? And so you can attend that class. But under that Ron tab on our website, there are Ron profiles in review on there, tear sheets for every Ron platform that's worth their salt. That'll give you information on what their platform does, how their, what their fees are, do they have contracts, blah, blah, blah. You'll find all of that under that Ron tab on the website.
Okay.
Okay.
And okay, I'll start there.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan. Start there.
Thank you.
And show up on Fridays for
What
that
time? 8 o'clock Eastern?
4 p.m. Pacific time. Isn't that 7 in Florida? It
Eastern.
depends on where in Florida you are.
Okay.
7 Eastern for sure.
7 Eastern. Thank you.
Miss
And
Beth.
is it going to be the same log on? Just go on the website and hit join?
You can go through the calendar on the website and join in. Yep, that's
Okay.
right.
Is
Yeah.
there a fee for that?
Nope, you're already a member. That's
You guys
covered
are
in your membership.
awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Ronnie, you were about to say something?
Yeah, I think that's actually the perfect question to announce this.
Okay.
For everybody who doesn't know, in the very, very near future, Notary Stars has made a partnership with a remote online notary platform, and we are now going to be giving seats to, not giving, I should say, you will be able to add in a seat for not only the Ron platform so that you can use it to bring your own business, but we will also be allowing you to get a dynamic listing, which means that that listing goes into every zip code in America. Now that also takes time, but you will also be able to go through our open call program. So we are starting our own open call program for online notaries as well. So that is just right around the corner, and we're looking to launch that within this quarter, so, or the upcoming quarter. So hold on to your seat, guys. If you thought Notary Stars had it all, we're about to have even more. I'm
Perfect.
very excited to do this, and I'm the one building the website, and there's going to be other takeaways with that. So there will be a lot coming in the very near future.
Perfect. All righty. Let's jump back over to the job or the jot form. I started to say job board. That's not it. Let's jump back over to the jot form, which, by the way, guys, if you're new here, we have a jot form that we post on various social media platforms. Facebook gets a lot of play from it. We'll put the link in here. That jot form is there for you to submit questions for Monday General Mentorship when you think of them. Sometimes we'll be closing out a session and Tuesday morning you got a question and you can't remember it till the next Monday. Throw it on that job form and we'll try to get to it that way as well. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to run back to the jot form. This one, I think, is a couple of weeks old. My apologies. It's been kind of late trying to get through all of these questions. I'll do it really quickly. This one's from Angela, and this is kind of perfect timing for Florida, speaking of bad weather and things going on. But Angela wants to know, in reference to business interruption insurance, her question is, says Reddit was discussing W-2 employees not being paid due to business closures during the hurricane. I'm interested if the group has BI, business interruption insurance, especially Ron notaries. If they had to use it, how difficult was the process? So business and interruption insurance for somebody on our scale is probably going to be pretty expensive. Wait a minute, let me back up. I'm giving you my disclosure here. I'm not an insurance agent, okay? I don't know all of the ins and outs of insurance, but I'm going to tell you that you need to check with your local insurance carrier. What I do know about business interruption insurance is that you have to be meticulous in your bookkeeping, and you have to be able to prove that there would have been business that you're missing out on. Obviously, we open our doors and hope people, any business, and hope people buy whatever it is we're selling. Some days they do, some days they don't. But you have to have a track record of business income in order to show that you were unable to make X number of dollars during the interruption of your business. So, but that comes at a fee, that comes at a price. So you need to check into the costs associated with that, the bookkeeping and reporting that you'll have to do in order to maintain that type of insurance, and what the payout is. It will never pay you 100% of what you've lost. So I hope that helps to answer your question. Okay. Back up to the gallery. Euradia, you have your hand up. Thanks so much for being here, by the way. You'd like to unmute and ask your question?
Hey, how are you all? First, I want to say I did get a notification from you all for an apostille carrier service, so I just want to say thank you for that. My question is, I was trying to upgrade on the platform because I know you all have a one where you, like, if we wanted to get trained in how to become a signing service, you all have training for that. I was trying to upgrade to that and I thought I did, but it kept me at the $29 one. So what do I need to do to upgrade?
If you're having problems upgrading, please just send an email to contact@notarystars.com, and then I'll reach out to you and see what the issue is. We can upgrade you manually as well.
Okay.
I don't know what the issue might be. Now, when it comes to training on becoming a signing service, that was actually something that I did. It was a limited series that I did. And we actually got approval, and I was teaching if you wanted to manage on signing order through there. I can definitely provide you that sort of information if you're trying to reach the masses with a signing service. But we don't have an actual course on becoming
Oh.
a signing service. I teach you how to reach the masses if you are a signing service.
Oh, okay.
So I don't want to mislead you. I will definitely teach you the marketing side. Becoming a signing service is essentially managing everyone to do what you would do in any situation that you come up in.
Okay. So you basically teach on the marketing side.
I teach on the marketing side, yes.
Okay, yeah, I need that to learn that.
Yeah, I definitely can help you there.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Urania. This has been fabulous, guys. We are 36 minutes into a 1 hour program. We have 188 people in the gallery, and we've got we're just clicking off the questions here. I'm so proud to see everybody is participating. So don't be shy. Raise your hands. You've got a question. No question is a dumb question. So
I
even
see
if
Sophia Kelly's here tonight. She was actually on the party bus with me when we did our notary party bus. So good to see her here tonight.
So let's go back up to the gallery. Mr. Roy, would you like to unmute and ask your question?
Hey, good evening. I just had a question. You brought up made mention about the business interruption insurance, and that kind of prompted me to think about, we are required to have E&O insurance, and in the state of Virginia, you're only required 10,000, but I'm only able to get up to 100,000. But I see, like through some of the platforms and advertising that I see that some companies prefer, like 500K or even $1 million worth of E&O insurance. But, like when I go through like NNA to get to renew my E&O, I only have the option for the 100K. Now, I don't know if that's just Virginia specific, because in Virginia, we're not required to have not insurance, but what's the other one?
Your bond?
Bonding, right. We're not required to have bonding. Uh, but I know that some companies prefer to have that stuff. If it's not required, is it worth going after in your state specific area? Or, say for instance, like I'm maxed out at 100K for Virginia. Is it worth going after additional insurance outside of what I can get through, NNA?
Miss Beth, do you mind if I take this one? I can make this one very quick and easy.
Sure.
So, Mr. Roy, here's what I think. So, as a loan signing agent, when you're working with signing services, they're going to have a blanket policy over your signing. Okay. So, like Unlimited Ink has $1 million policy per signing over any agent that's working with us. So, we are going to look and see who has the most insurance out there. Okay. Most signing services are not really looking because they don't know how to manage their own business. Travis and I know to look for the most. If everyone in your area is carrying 100,000, what have you, then, and here's how you can look: go to NNA and search your area and look at every single profile, because it's going to tell you what your competitors have. So if they have 150, or most people have 500,000, then you're going to have to find a way to get that, because that means they're probably getting more preference. You can go to the signingagent.com and search every notary that's a signing agent on that platform. It's going to tell you. That's a quick and easy way for you to look at it. Now, let's talk about why we get insurances. If you are looking to become a signing service, you're going to need $1 million. If you're going to work with direct title, you're probably going to need $1 million policy. Fidelity, most of them, Old Republic, all require anybody working direct to have $1 million policy, maybe 500,000, but you're going to need at least that. Okay, and they may make exceptions in more rural areas, but if you're in a highly populated area, they're going to want to protect themselves. So other insurances, just to answer that question, if you're doing RON, I suggest getting a cybercrime policy, because if your computer gets hacked, guess what? They're going to go after you first. If something happens and it was the signer's fault and their computer was hacked, and then they still want to blame it on you, then you got a cybercrime policy where people go and do the insurance thing and find out it wasn't you. It all depends on. Nobody gets insurance thinking I'm going to, let's just take it down to health insurance. Nobody gets health insurance going, now I'm going to get sick and get cancer or have to fight this. They get insurance hoping that if anything ever happens, that it protects them. And so if you're going to become a signing service, you're going to need something to protect you where it's covering everyone. Now, the $1 million policies, the $500,000 policies, you have to go to outside the NNA to find those. And there's different companies like Hiscox, and there's other companies that provide them. You'll have to go for them, but it really depends on if you're working as a signing agent just for everyone else, and do they have an umbrella policy to cover you, or if you're ambitious and you're walking into title companies going, I want to work direct with you. If you're going to work direct, you're going to need the highest policy as possible to be the most likely candidate for that. And then if you're going to do RON, you're going to want a cybercrime policy. And I have found that a cybercrime policy right now is actually very attractive to selling RON to title companies that are not experienced with RON. Having that cybercrime coverage, they're like, oh, I haven't heard of that. And I'm like, oh yeah, if we're on a transaction and something happens, it shows that you're one step ahead of, because it's not required at the moment. But it has been a big marketing ticket for Unlimited Inc. with getting RON business. So you add insurance, hoping that it will protect you. You get as much as possible, but it's also a huge selling point in this industry. So I hope I answered that as best I could in a few minutes or less.
And Roy, check the chat as well. There are some suggestions for companies that sell $1 million policies in the chat for you.
Yeah, and I saw that, and I appreciate that for everyone that chimed in. But as far as the cybercrime policy, where would you start with that? Because I haven't heard that terminology. Do you have any recommendations?
Yeah, I actually got mine from the Hartford, who is actually Unlimited Inc.'s general liability provider. So I got it from my general liability provider, not from my E&O insurance. They provided me an additional cybercrime policy.
Alrighty. Let's pop over to the jot form one more time. Looks like there's another question in here from Miss Kirsten. Kirsten, how do I number my loose certificates? Number of pages in the document with certificate, or just number of document pages?
I always like to put the total number of pages plus this certificate. So it could be, if the document is 10 pages long, I go 10 pages plus this certificate, or plus this acknowledgement, plus this jurat. That way there's no confusion. So that way it's the original document is 10 and you're adding that plus certificate. That's how I like to do it.
Yeah, there are certain situations, particularly split signings, where that is almost as important as completing that certificate, because it gets kind of messy.
Miss Beth, just to take that one step further, I really highly recommend that notaries purchase their notarial certificates from the National Notary Association with the optional information down at the bottom. When it comes to numbering, you can add in how many pages plus the certificate, just like Kirsten said, which I believe that is Toltec wisdom from the early days of Notary Stars. But maybe not. I don't know. But also, I see a lot of times when people are working with loans, especially California notaries, they have that whole how did you sign in capacity of down in the optional information. And I want to point this out that we've had some loans that we're not able to close in California because the notaries filled them out. and they can't do capacity in certain states like California. They can't put it in the notarial certificate, but you can put it in the optional information, which can appease in another state. So I just needed to throw that in. If you're going to add in how many pages and all those things, use those National Notary Association certificates so that they have the optional information. And just so you know, you can buy them once, and if they're charging still, and run them through a photocopier as many times as you want. You don't have to continue to buy them.
Oh, you don't even have to buy the padded ones anymore. You can just buy the PDF. You
Okay.
just have access to the PDF as a member, so forever printing.
Okay, good. Because I remember back in my day, we had to buy.
Yep. We had to buy
Buy
a
them.
padded. Yeah.
And you had to be really good at Microsoft Word to like remake them, which I did. No shame.
Hey, you've got to make them, you've got to brand your certificates. That's another way to advertise. One more question for you, Mr. Ronnie, on JotForm. This is from LaDonna. This says, I bought my domain name from GoDaddy.com. As of today, I see the name on there on sale with a broker. Is it normal or should I be concerned?
Miss LaDonna, I sent you the request to unmute because I know you're here tonight. So if you could unmute, I want to ask if, because I know this has been on here for a couple of weeks, if this is still a current question that you're looking to get answered? I say you came off mute, but we don't hear you yet.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, I haven't seen it lately, but
Mhm.
it was really concerning when I first bought my domain. It pops up every now and again with the broker, and I'm just like, how can they advertise it when I'm paying and I own it right now? At least I think I do.
Is it the same one that we used during the seminar?
No, it's the one that we chose when I first joined Notary Stars, the Pristine Notary LLC.
Okay, so you are the broker. So you have it listed that you would possibly sell it. It's because you're not using it and it's inoperable right now. So
Okay.
if you go to try to do that, you are the broker, and it'll give a starting price from GoDaddy. And if anybody wanted to buy that, they're going to contact you and say, this person wants to buy it. Would you like to start at $199 or $99 or whatever, or whatever they offer? And then you can come back and be like, no, it'd be like $10 million because I want that name. So as long as it's in your GoDaddy account and you see that you own it, you are protected.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you for coming off mute for that question. It's been on there for a week or two, but I know we built you in the last seminar
Yes.
a website in front of everybody that within what, 3 days came up #1 on Google.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen the replay, LaDonna, I asked the first person who raised their hand, I used them to build a website in front of all the people who took the seminar. And that replay is now for sale on notarystars.com on the homepage. But LaDonna was the winner, and within 3 days, you'll see her website coming up #1.
Awesome. That was a really good question, though. I'm glad that you brought that up. That's interesting to know that. All righty. We've got some tired wings in the gallery. How about Sophia? Would you like to unmute, Sophia? Thanks so much for being here. Go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, am I unmuted?
You are, I hear you.
Hi, I love you guys, all of you guys. I'm not going to name you because there could be new people and I don't know. But so I have a couple questions. The first one, to add the marketing class, which is what I need. Ronnie, is it going to be the price of the Notary Stars mentorship training plus the cost of the marketing, or does the marketing cost include both of them?
So the marketing cost, so we have divided it really at Notary Stars from Notary Star to Notary Star plus marketing. The cost of Notary Star is $39.95 a month or $39.99 a month, or I invented the price, so I don't know.
I think I got the old price.
39 and some change. And that, well, if you have the old pricing, if you are in the marketing course, it is $69.95 a month to upgrade. So it would be an additional cost, but it includes everything under that membership level as well.
So it would be the two charges.
No, you would only pay the $69.95, and it would include everything on Notary Stars.
Oh, I'm glad
So the
I asked that
marketing level
question.
currently is the highest level that you can get, and it includes everything underneath that level.
Oh, nice. Awesome. You guys are the best. And then my next question is, I know that my Notary Academy, I just heard of it, I think a week ago. What would be my benefit of signing up for that? Because Notary Stars is just awesome. I mean, what more do you need?
Well, that's a really wonderful question, and let me answer this with a really wonderful answer. So, my Notary Academy started out as uh, advocates for a different company that they didn't quite see that the training was going to be adequate. And then they became signing service owners. And they're actually a band and they're working on all 50 states of signing services coming together. We've actually sat in on their training, looked at their training. It's excellent training. You're going to learn different things from different perspectives, but they have a following as well. Notary Stars has a following of signing services looking, which we did the whole profile, new profile launch, where signing services are now looking for that logo and signing orders, zig and snack docs. They're going to have their own following, and their signing services are looking for that training company. So you're going to be able to open up all the doors for all the companies that are working with them as well. Of course, we're all working behind the scenes as partners, truly. So if you have one, but the more you have, the better. Like when I look at a notary resume and I see Notary to Pro, my Notary Academy, Notary Stars, I'm really seeing like, okay, this person is really dedicated themselves to excellence.
Mhm.
And I appreciate the endorsement for Notary Stars, but we're not the be all end all of training. You just want to make sure that the people that you're
Yes, you are.
no, we're not. Uh, we try very hard. We wake up every day to do this, and we do it from early morning till late night, but we're not the be all end all. Some places are starter places, some places are you pick up a certain facet of information. We try to cover all ground, but honestly, there's a lot of great trainers out there, and they're one of them. So it's going to be another accolade on your resume that helps
You're
you.
so humble. You're so humble. You're so humble and sweet. I just like I feel like I mean, if I hadn't have taken Notary Stars, I wouldn't know all of the stuff that I know. I go and do signings, the people like me. They're like, you understand the documents, you know what to say to us, and that's because of Notary Stars. I'm not trying to give you a plug, really.
No,
But this is
look,
what I like. Sophia, I had one today, and they're like, just listen to, she's telling her husband, just listen to Sophia because she knows. And the training came from Notary Stars.
and
So
and
I mean, do I need both or?
do you need both? I would say that every respectable trainer like Notary to Pro and Notary Stars and My Notary Academy, and there's other ones. I love Signing Agent Basics from Kendra Lewis. I love Judi Lawrence Apostille. I love John Nelson Apostille. Um, every respectable trainer that you can add to your resume. And here's the thing, guys. I miss Sophia. I'm going to go off on one little tangent. I promise it'll be just a minute. We think that for $2,500 or less that we're opening this six-figure business often. And there are some trainers out there that say you only need this. And I can prove if we could ever just all sign NDAs, I'll take you through the back end of the number one place that says you only need this and see how many careers they've ruined. You really need a multitude of training. You cannot learn from one place. We're very happy to be a part of your journey. And that's one thing that you can do at Notary Stars is pause your membership, come back at another time while you're taking another one so you can conserve funds. It's pick and choose what you need at the time. I'm very happy with hop on, hop off training. I call it homecoming sometimes when we get like an influx of notaries who come back for like something that we're updating. But you need all of those logos. And nowhere in any industry are you not going to pay for training. You got to think about it. Would you go to a doctor who hasn't updated their training in like 10 years? Because guess what? We all know things change, right? Would you want somebody that hasn't updated their training working on your computer in 10 years? No, you would want people who are continuing to add education, learning from different places. When the guy who operated on my back I went to like 10 or 8 doctors. I almost lost a settlement lawsuit because of this. They said, you went to so many doctors. And I was like, that's right. Someone was going to have to cut me open to operate on my back. And I went to the person who had the most credentials on the wall because I needed to see who was going to slice me open. Because there's a rule in my life. You don't let anybody cut you open unless you absolutely have to. And that person needs to be the most educated. And I'll give him a plug, Dr. Mobeen out of California. Love him. He got me walking again. And his wife did my plastic surgery. She's amazing. They're Sheila Nazarian. Got to give them a plug because they rebuilt this guy when he got ran over by a car as a mobile notary. But you want all of those logos on your resume to appeal to different audiences. Everything that you can add to that resume makes you shine a little bit brighter.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate you, and I hope to see you on another party bus again.
Oh yeah.
Y'all look for our pictures on Instagram. Me and Miss Sophia and Miss Beth and Kirsten were all on a party bus back in, what was it, May?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all had a good time, and I appreciate you being there.
Thank you. I enjoy meeting you. And by the way, you're more attractive or handsome or whatever the word is in person. Just FYI.
Well, thank you. Beer does that to people.
Beer goggles.
They call it beer goggles.
Okay, so we have 5 minutes left in the program. We have something we need to do tonight, Mr. Mickle, and we have 4 hands still up in the gallery. How do you want to proceed?
I appreciate every hand that's up in the gallery, and if you guys will keep your hand up, I would love that. But let's do the wheel really quick, Miss Beth, and we're gonna choose the winner of the mobile printer and mobile scanner tonight. These are people who followed us, and Miss Beth, you can go ahead and take control of the screen if you want. Let me know if you have issues with that, and I'll make sure you have all the permissions. We did a whole contest where you were supposed to comment, and then we lost the comments, but then we found them all. Everybody who's up here is actually who found the video and commented before it was over. And so whoever's up there tonight will win a mobile printer or scanner based on their choosing. So Miss Beth, when you are ready, let's click to spin.
Oh, it's Cookie.
All right, Miss Cookie, how do you feel about that?
Oh, thanks, guys. That is so awesome. My husband just said to me, "What are you going to pick?" I said, "The scanner."
All right, Miss Cookie, I'm so happy for you. I will be in touch with you. Send me an email if you can tonight. Contact at Notary Stars goes directly to me. Just put, scanner winner, and I will make sure to get your address and get it sent over to you. We'll streamline this so that it'll be at your door in the next couple of days.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you.
Awesome. Wow, Cookie, I'm impressed.
Guys,
right.
before we move forward, I just want to let you know, and Kirsten, if you can post it in the chat, because I know we're going to lose viewers after this. Everybody's going to be like, I didn't want a scanner. I got to go now. Before you go, there's going to be some more giveaways, but the way you get on the next one is through our TikTok. I'm also going to be doing some private marketing lessons on TikTok. I've been doing a lot on Instagram. We hit 10,000 followers, but I would like for you to go out on TikTok and follow us because I'm going to be doing some private marketing tips that I don't do on YouTube. I don't do I do them in my classes, but I'll be doing some short little nuggets that will really help you with your notary business. I've got them all planned out. I'm going to start doing those, but I'm going to be doing some giveaways as well. So make sure to follow us on TikTok. The next contest is going to be from TikTok. All right, Miss Beth, let's get these last 4 hands up and then we'll call it a night.
It's Mr. Butch to the rescue. Hey, Butch, go ahead and unmute and ask your question.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Beth. Can you hear me okay?
You bet.
Okay. Miss Urania, in her question, she asked about an apostille. Is Notary Stars have an apostille program or assistance. In her question, is Notary Stars giving an apostille class or?
Notary Stars currently does not teach apostilles, but we have two companies that we partner with that we recommend.
Yeah.
Don
But
Nelson.
but in her question, I thought she asked, did Notary Stars, I forgot what it was. Okay. Yeah, I know that Notary Stars sponsors Mr. Nelson and someone else. Yeah, but okay. All right. Thank you. Okay.
Miss Beth, before you go, Mr. Butch, I want you to stay off mute, but I just have to tell you guys about Butch here. He's in my marketing class, okay? And Mr. Butch, I love to use you as an example. I don't want to put you on the spot there, but come off mute and just tell everybody how old you are, because I need people to know this, okay?
Okay, Ronnie. 76.
76, and you are
Yes, sir.
right now attending this meeting.
Yes, sir.
No, where are you attending this meeting?
Where I'm in the library. Yeah.
Okay. I want everybody to take a look at Mr. Butch and look at his background. He is in the public library right now. And let me tell you what this guy was able to do. I'm going to share my screen. And I am the king of getting what I want on Google. Okay. If you have not taken my class, I will show you how to beat anyone out there. But y'all need to see this. I do a lot of Phoenix Jail notary. So Phoenix Jail Notary. You'll see even before Google My Business that unlimited ink comes up. But look at who is, and that's my two websites. Look who is number 3 creeping up on me. I've taught him everything that I know. And Mr. Butch, did you ever build a website before in your life? Did you ever know how to build a website or have anything knowledge of building a website before?
No, I didn't, Ronnie. And I still got to find out what you're doing that I'm not doing. I'm still not happy, Ronnie. I want to be up there, Ronnie. Come on.
The only thing that I can't give anyone is time. That's the only part of the algorithm that you haven't had. But if you keep that position, which I believe you will, and I have other students on this first page as well, either creeping up or beating Google My Business. Time is part of the algorithm, so you will beat it. But I think you are probably one of, and don't get me wrong, I have lots of students that are doing great. But because you're so dedicated that you're willing to go to a public library at 6 p.m., sit in a private office and listen to calls like this, come to classes, and you use the support line, and we're always so happy when you call. You are honestly the epitome of a Notary Star. I really love that how much dedication you've put into this complete career complete transition. I just think the world of you. So, and it's not about age, but I want people to see, because I see people in their 40s going, I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm too old to do that. No, you're not. I'm not too old to do it. I'm in my 40s, and I've taught people, late 70s now that are coming up and beating me using the same tactics that I do, or coming up and on my heels right now. So I'm very proud that you are one of my students and that you have done everything. The only thing that will take is time to get that up. It's going to take a little bit of time, but you are number 3. And when you get to number 1, I will have to come to your house and slash their tire so you can't service the gym. I'm just kidding. I won't do that. I'm going to clip this out so nobody ever accuses me if you get a flat tire. All right, let's get back to the last 3 questions, Miss Beth.
All righty, Miss Michelle, thank you for being so patient. Do you want to go ahead and unmute and ask your question?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of people get confused when you have a signer and their signature is more of a scribble. And I'll use my name for example. Let's say Michelle, Lee Wolkin, and I'm not a junior, but they don't want to sign that way because it's unnatural. How do you approach that?
Well, I'll tell you, if they have a squiggle dot dash signature, Michelle, and you can't tell what it says, you're home free. You don't even need to have a conversation about it. They're going to sign their squiggle dot dash. However, if you can make out that they're kind of sort of signing their name, maybe M and a last name, now you have to have a conversation. I see you're writing just your first initial for your first name. I need for you to write your full name the way it's shown below the signature line and your last name. Oh, I never signed my name like that. Oh, I know, but your lender's going to see that you're using an initial instead of your full name, and it's a possibility. It could get rejected if we don't give them that full name. If you want to practice, here's a piece of paper. Think of it as making a grocery list. I need some Michelle, and I need some Reeves, and I need some Marilyn, whatever it is, just to get them back into the habit. They will either dig their heels in the ground and say, no, I'm not going to do that. Fine. Don't argue with them. Say, okay. Otherwise, try to encourage them.
When they dig their heels in with me, I've always said you have a choice. If I can read your signature and they can read your signature, you have a choice. You can either get the loan or you can be rejected for the loan.
Yeah.
How would you like to proceed? And usually that is the defining one. But I say it with, it's one thing to say it to you, and then it's another thing to say it the way I say it. I kind of make it comical. Well, it's okay if you want to sign that way, but when I turn these documents in, they may not give you the loan. So if I can read your name, they can read your name, and you need to sign the full name. I love people with squiggly lines.
Yeah, me too. The
Especially
other thing
if you can
too,
replicate it.
Yeah. If you've got directions in your package or even the escrow instructions, a lot of times it'll say signer must sign their name exactly the way it appears below the signature line. If you've got that in writing, show it to them. Say, this is what your lender is expecting to see. And that usually tips the scales. Now it's the lender for sure saying this is what you need to do, and it's not you.
Okay, so even if you let them know that and they say that's not natural and it matches their license, just try to still get them to make it readable.
No, it doesn't have to be readable. It could be M squiggle squiggle. But if I see you're clearly only using your first initial, that gives me pause for a conversation.
Correct. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All righty. Okay, Miss Victoria, thank you so much for waiting. Do you want to unmute and ask your question?
Yes. Thank you. I have a question about our Journal of Notarial Acts.
Okay.
I a loan modification tomorrow, and the husband is there, but he's not on the part that I notarize. So does he go in my journal, even though he signs, but not on the deed?
If you're not notarizing his signature, he doesn't get a full line entry, but you might want to make note in your additional comment section that he was part of the process.
Okay.
But there were no notarizations for his signature. That
So
way you at least know everybody involved in the signing.
Okay, so only the person that's on the part that I notarize signs in my book. Okay, I wasn't sure how to do that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, the time has come for us to say goodnight. We went a little bit over tonight. It's Notary Stars. Sometimes we do that.
Yeah.
I'd like for everybody to turn on their cameras. We've got pages of people still here tonight. I'm going to say it the way I've always said it. I'm probably never going to change it. If you are not naked and you are not stuffing your face with a sandwich right now, please turn on your camera and let's give our Notary Stars wave to each other. Let's wave to those future notaries that are going to find this in the future and find their way. Let's wave to our brothers and sisters and notaries across the country that are going to come back and watch the replay on YouTube later this week. And Miss Beth, how do we really say it here at Notary Stars?
Well, thank you everybody for being here. We really appreciate you showing up and participating this evening. Just remember to be kind going forward. Everybody is in the same storm, but not everybody's in the same boat. So Shelly's got a yacht. I know, I saw it last week. And Kevin's got a canoe. And Jules, well, he's just dog paddling right now. So just remember to reach back, grab the hand of a notary next to you, and bring them along with you on your journey. Show them the way. Thank you, guys.